Hello everybody, this is a very important message for anyone who wants to receive more stimulus money from Congress. The good news is that Chuck Schumer is here and he's changing the filibuster rules. This will help us in passing more stimulus bills without the help from Republicans and some Democrats that do not want stimulus bills to be approved. This means that once the Senate filibuster rules are changed, stimulus checks will be sent out. So what are the dates of when the stimulus checks will be sent out, you ask? Well, keep on watching this video to find out. On this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date, reliable Social Security benefit, SSI, SSDI, RRB, and VA beneficiary news, as well as all of the news around the fourth stimulus check from President Biden. So you want to be sure to continue watching this video. It's a very busy time for lawmakers in Congress, everybody. There are many new bills that need to be passed soon, including the fourth stimulus bill.
Party leader Chuck Schumer says he's moving, quote, full speed ahead with this package. Will he have your vote?
And that's fine. He can. He will not have my vote on 3.5, and Chuck knows that.
Many of us made a major compromise in going from the $6 trillion bill that we wanted, supported by the overwhelming majority of Democrats, down to 3.5.
We spent $5.4 trillion, and a lot of that really continues way into next year. We haven't dispersed it all. I think a strategic pause is necessary right now. We have the unknown, and the unknown is everything you've been talking about. COVID, what's going to happen with COVID, what it'll do to the economy. No one's talking about inflation or debt, and we should have that as part of the discussion.
And Joe Biden's Build Back Better plan. However, it is very upsetting to know that Democrats are having a very tough time with passing President Biden's economic agenda and fourth stimulus bills through Congress. So I know many of you guys are frustrated right now with the lawmakers. I am as well. I believe that people like Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Manchin, and Kyrsten Sinema have to all come to one agreement and agree to send out more stimulus checks and prioritize helping the American people. It's definitely necessary, folks, and it has to be done. Because President Biden did keep his promise to us. He promised us an increase to the Social Security benefits, and he promised to help out the American people more than ever. And now's the time for him to show up and send out the fourth stimulus checks. Do you guys agree? If you guys agree, then get this video to 1,000 likes.
Bipartisan physical infrastructure plan and the Build Back Better plan that I have proposed. And I've said many times before, I believe we're at an inflection point in this country. One of those moments where the decisions we're about to make can literally change the trajectory of our nation for years and possibly decades to come. Each inflection point in this nation's history represents a fundamental choice. I believe that America at this moment is facing such a choice. And the choice is this: are we going to continue with an economy where the overwhelming share of the benefits go to big corporations and the very wealthy? Or are we going to take this moment right now to set this country on a new path? One that invests in this nation, creates real sustained economic growth, and that benefits everyone, including working people and middle-class folks.
But if you are a senior citizen, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, RRB, or VA beneficiary, and you're looking forward to receiving a new direct payment, there's some good news for you at least. There's a possibility of another economic stimulus relief bill. It's already making progress, and there's big steps being taken forward to pass this bill. Lawmakers in Congress have finally begun talks on issuing another round of stimulus checks. Now these checks will be $2,000 according to multiple sources. Reports have confirmed the discussions between Ben Cardin and have begun this month.
$1 billion package. Here are some of the measures that are included in Biden's plan. You have $1,400 direct payments. That finishes the job, as President-elect Biden puts it, adding up to $2,000 when you combine that with the $600 payment passed last year. It ups the weekly unemployment boost to $400, and it extends those enhanced benefits through September. It also has hundreds of billions of dollars in state and local aid, billions for schools, vaccines, and testing. It would also raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, something Democrats have wanted to do for a long time, but Republicans have largely opposed. The plan also includes grants for small businesses, focusing on minority-owned and women-owned businesses. Biden says that...
And Roger have begun this month, and I'm very excited for negotiations to begin taking forth on the stimulus package. The stimulus package is still being developed as of right now. Joe Manchin and Nancy Pelosi are trying to keep it under the table. Senators Ben Cardin and Senator Roger are trying to make sure that billions of dollars of aid is going to be provided to businesses that have been struggling during the crisis. This includes restaurants and gyms as well. Sources have confirmed that senators, like Senator Cardin, are trying to pass and gain support for another stimulus bill. That is very, very great news. One important thing to remember is that stimulus checks can be changed, so other lawmakers will likely propose including a fourth round of stimulus payments for other groups of people, like senior citizens and Social Security beneficiaries. Now, I definitely support sending a fourth stimulus check to all senior citizens, SSI, SSDI, RRB, and VA beneficiaries. It seems like it's the right thing to do, and right now it's a very difficult time. Another stimulus payment will greatly benefit so many American people. So far, the IRS, everybody, has issued hundreds of millions of dollars in payments. That's all done in direct stimulus aid to the American people. Joe Biden's stimulus package that was passed last year did end up sending more Americans the full $1,400 stimulus check. But surely that $1,400 did not go very far, at least according to reports. Many Americans still need help financially, and a new fourth payment could help people when in their household pay bills and expenses. It has been reported that despite the past few rounds of stimulus payments, millions of Americans remain in financial distress. This is especially with a huge surge in a crisis. Americans are facing new economic challenges. Inflation is rising like crazy. Prices are climbing so high that it will definitely take some time for them to come back down. The new surge will only fuel inflation. Inflation even hit a 39-year high back in November. This led to some Americans having to change their diets because they can no longer afford the same food. This only proves that more stimulus payments have to be approved very, very soon, before it gets too late. If you guys agree that it must be done, and it must be done now, then tell me in the comments down below.
Today's report also tells us that record wage gains, especially for workers in some of America's toughest jobs, women and men who work in the frontline jobs in restaurants, hotels, travel, tourism, desk clerks, line cooks, waitstaff, bellmen, they all saw their wages at a historic high, the highest in history. Their pay went up almost 16% this year, far ahead of inflation, which is still a concern. Overall, wage gains for all workers who were not supervisors went up more in 2021 than any year in 4 decades. There's been a lot of press coverage about people quitting their jobs. Well, today's report tells you why. Americans are moving up to better jobs, with better pay, with better benefits. That's why they're quitting their jobs. This isn't about workers walking away and refusing to work. It's about workers able to take a step up to provide for themselves and their families. This is the kind of recovery I promised and hoped for the American people, where the biggest benefits go to the people who work the hardest